I mean, look, the guy's going to have to dress up for so many award shindigs in his career, we should probably just refer to him as Benedict Cumberbun. The Imitation Game is the incredible true story of Alan Turing, a mathematician and logician who was at the center of developing a machine during World War II that could break the Nazi codes and might give the Allies the advantage they needed to end the war quickly. Benedict Cumberbatch steps in to portray Turing, whose upbringing, intelligence, and homosexuality all played key roles in not only how his accomplishments were completed, but how they would be received. It's a fascinating look at a fascinating man who, amidst the pressures of war, may have actually just invented the first computer. Seriously, this man's story is incredible. So much so, in fact, that I really just want to tell you all the stuff that happens in the movie about this moment and that moment and how this impacted his life and how incredible this one thing he did was. And I think that's really the sign of a great true story tale. You want to pass it on. And this is one of the most expertly executed I've seen in a while. So I guess, rather than spill the beans, my role is to point you to the original storyteller and let them shake it all out for you. And man, do they do a great job. At the center of this is Cumberbatch, who is phenomenal in portraying this complex genius in a way that is absolutely riveting. He not only captures the frustration that can come when others don't see the revelations that you do, but the fear and insecurity hiding underneath from a youth filled with torment and tragedy. The movie even deals well with how the secrecy of the war project made his crowning achievement something most of the world wouldn't even know about for half a century. It's such a compelling tale, and it's told tightly and beautifully, and even with a keen sense of humor. In fact, that may have been the best thing about it. The way this movie is genuinely laugh-out-loud funny in a few moments. It's a pretty amazing feat to pull off, to have a movie this deep and still this genuinely funny, even when it doesn't necessarily need to be to capture the audience. And man, was I captured. In fact, the only thing about the movie that actually didn't work for me was Keira Knightley. Not that she was awful or anything, but her character just didn't feel as real and fleshed out as many of the others. Now, part of that is on her, but much of it may be due to the movie's confusion at trying to find a different kind of love story for her and Turing, whose homosexuality was a key part of the story already. It makes many of those interactions feel shoehorned and false, and I think offer a distraction from the true energy of the film, which is found in the code-breaking story itself. When it comes down to it, The Imitation Game is an amazing story of an amazing man portrayed brilliantly by Benedict Cumberbatch. The story itself is so compelling and full of energy and humor that it easily presses past any slight missteps in periphery characters to crack the code with a well-earned A. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. Stay tuned for this review's best ever challenge here in a bit. First, I'm going to throw some stuff up over here you can click on. If you'd like to subscribe, which I'd very much appreciate, you can do that by clicking the big gray subscribe button. And if you want to see more, well, awards season continues this week with my review of Foxcatcher. You can also click the logo right up here to catch the all-new YourMovieFriend.com, where you can find a searchable database of reviews as well as the written text of these videos. And finally, this review's best ever challenge. This is where you name the best movie ever in a particular category and also try to identify my choice. What is the best Benedict Cumberbatch movie ever? No, you can't count Sherlock, and you also can't count this one. I know it's crazy, but even with all the prestige movies he's done, I just don't like any of them as much as the one where he brings back one of my favorite characters from one of my favorite universes, even if it did feel a bit forced. Drop your own answer and a guess at mine in the comments, and the first person to guess mine does get a point. Thanks, and please subscribe.